Hello, my name is Siddharth Varde, and now we are going to talk about pure virtual functions. So, pure virtual functions are nothing but a virtual function without the implementation. Like there is no body of its, like they are just declaration. There is no implementation of them. Uh, like there is no definition for them. Like just declaration. So those functions are pure virtual functions. So whatever the class is using a virtual function or like pure virtual function, it, it is known as an abstract class because the the another name of pure virtual function is abstract functions. Abstract functions and pure virtual functions are same thing. So like any class that has an pure virtual function or an abstract function is an abstract class. So like why do we need the abstract function? Because like to like say what is abstract first of all. So abstract is like if you read the normally, so it will say like hiding the complexity and showing only the necessary details, right? So like but we so like same thing happens here too. So we are hiding all the complexities. We are saying like, okay, you just have to create this function. There is we are just telling it the child class is to, you have to create this function inside you, but you don't we don't control what it does while after creating that function, like what it implements in that function. So what it does in that function, that functionality we don't decide. We just say, okay, you must have a function with this name and this signature, and like we don't tell him, okay, you have to do exactly this inside the function. So like that's the abstract function. So like any class that has an abstract function, its object cannot be created. I will tell you why. So let's say there is a class A and it has a function uh, come come here kind of thing, or any attack function. So it has no body, so like there is no actual implementation. So like if we say if we create an object of class A and tell, okay, A dot attack, so compiler doesn't know what to do, because we haven't specified what to do. So that is why the object of abstract class cannot be created. And any child class that inherits from the abstract class must implement, must implement or override. Those are the same terms. So like must implement that abstract function, otherwise that child class also becomes an abstract class. So like if any other class that is implementing that child class, then that third class must implement it. Otherwise like they can't be used, because as I said, like if there is no implementation, if we try to call it, then what will compiler do? So that's the pure virtual function. And interface. Okay, so let's talk about interface. Interface is nothing but a class that has only pure virtual functions. Like there is no any other type of functions in the interface. So as we said, like it's also interfaces object cannot be created, and any class that implements an interface must implement all the methods inside the inside the interface. So let's see the example of it. Okay, so here this is the abstract class. I called it abstract player name with the abstract player name. It said it has an like integer health, and then there is a set health and get health. So those have the bodies. So like there are functionalities present inside them, but then there is a take damage function. So it doesn't have any body. If you look carefully, like equals 0. So this is like virtual method but without the body. So it's a pure virtual method or abstract method, abstract function. So like any other class that implements this abstract class must override this take damage function. So let's see what we do is, like here we create a new player with while inheriting from abstract player. So there is a public method, in a public method we has this it's a constructor. So we created a constructor to set the value of health, and then we say okay, now take damage. So I implemented the take damage function. You see the signature is same. What is the signature? So like there is a name and there are parameters and return type of the method. So if the parameters and return type must be same, like parameters and return type, those are the signature of a method. So like signature of the method must be same, and then what we do inside the method, no one can like we can do anything, like parent class cannot control it. So that is the thing. Like take them in like if there is a third class, new player 2 or old player, so it will also implement the take damage function, and it can does exactly opposite of these things, like instead of setting health, it can say okay, get damage, or something like that. Like not exactly not get damage, but it cannot say okay, don't set health, and like anything, like no one can control it, we can decide while creating it. So that's the abstract class. So let's see the example of it. So if I try to create an object out of this abstract class, it will give me an error. It says uh, the variable of type abstract player is an abstract class. Okay, so like the abstract class is a like abstract player type is an abstract class, so we cannot create a object out of that. So but we can create a pointer, because pointer can store the value of child classes. So like I can store any child class inside an abstract player. So that is why like it allows me to like create a pointer out of the abstract class. So now I can create variable of object of new player, and then assign it to player 5, like pointer player 5, and then I can call take damage. So when I call it, here is the output example of abstract class, and then see these 3 lines, that exactly the set health, and then I say get health, and then I say okay, take damage is overridden. So I like say set health and get damage. Okay, like I set the few damage, and then I print out the statement, that's it. So that is the abstract class. And now let's talk about interface. So here is the interface. An interface is just a class that holds only the abstract methods, like only pure virtual methods. So this becomes an interface. So when I implement this interface, I must implement both the methods, okay, to create an object out of that class. So then I can just as the same as abstract class, I can only create pointer type of object of like only create a pointer of that type, and then store the values of child classes inside it. So I create like last player name player 8, and then I assign their values, and then I can call the functions. So here is the output of that, like example of interface. Then last player is attacking, then last player is saying ask if you do not understand. So like here you see after this sentence. So okay, so now we have discussed virtual functions, pure virtual functions or abstract functions, and interfaces. So that is it for today. Thank you.